have Batman today, you got Robin. Jeremy Chuggs covering for Mitch here on the Raiders Report. But coming up, we have the latest news and rumors around the Raiders and training camp updates from today. Everything you need to know around the silver and black, we got you covered. And the first thing we got to talk about, I saw it everywhere on Twitter yesterday. I saw everybody freaking out on both sides. Chiefs fans crying to their moms all day long around this right here. A little child's antic, little puppet action with Raiders rookie Trey Taylor. The safety out of Air Force was given a Kermit puppet with a Mahomes jersey and looked like a little Mahomes wig there. And he called Mahomes bitch. So there's that. I personally wouldn't be doing this if I was a rookie. I don't think this is the best look. Antonio Pierce talked about it today. He said, we nipped it in the bud. We got it taken care of. On to the next question. He had no really thought process about wanting to go in detail about any of this. He didn't want to add any fuel to the fire. But like I said, if this was Jack Jones, if this was Max Crosby, I probably wouldn't have cared as much. But Trey, you're a rookie trying to make this 53-man roster. You are talking about the defending Super Bowl champion in the Kansas City Chiefs. You're adding more fuel to a fire that didn't need to be added already. You're not a part of the team that beat the Chiefs last season. You can't really do that smack talk. You haven't earned it yet. You don't deserve, the ability to talk trash to Patrick Mahomes yet. Max Crosby, Jack Jones, the guys on that defense, guys who played last year, fine with me. It just rubbed me a little bit the wrong way as a guy who, hasn't even stepped foot on the field yet for the silver and black in any meaningful game, is already adding to this outside noise around this Raiders team. That's my take on it. What do you say, though? Let me know. Do you like the Mahomes puppet antics from yesterday's practice? Go down in the comments, say yes or no. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really interested to see, y'all's perspective on it. I personally didn't love it, but that's just me. Next up on the show, Darren Waller came out and talked. He recently retired from the NFL, from the New York Giants, but he talked about he really regrets that he had to leave Las Vegas. And he talked about, having second thoughts. Not that it was necessarily all his, idea or all his plan. He ended up getting traded away from the Raiders with Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. But he went on Max Crosby's podcast, and this is what he had to say. I had a definitive why before. I just feel like I don't have one anymore. I would have loved to stay in Vegas. I'm riding for the city. We do a lot of shit. Guys like me and Max, we really care about these MFers. And it's still love at the end of the day. And Mitch always says, Raider Nation always says, once a Raider, always a Raider. And I think that means, obviously if you're still in the league, if you're playing for another team, it's not like we're going to take it easy on you. It's not like we're like, oh yeah, you were a Raider at one point, so we're all good. But once you leave the league, once you're out of playing football, once you played for this team, you always have somewhere to come back. So regardless of all the stuff between Darren Waller and all the outside noise and everything that went on, I still like to say once a Raider, always a Raider. Derek Carr, once he retires from the game of football, once he's not quarterbacking for another team, I would love for him to come back to Las Vegas at some point because like we say, once a Raider, always a Raider. And if you believe in that, if you like the mantra, once a Raider, always a Raider, go down and hit that like button for me right now. Hit up that thumbs up icon because I just think, it's a game. And when we're in the game, when we're playing, when we're against, somebody who used to be on the team and they're a rival, that's one thing. But once they're outside of the game, once they're, in regular life, I think it's okay to say, you know what? You were a part of this team. You brought a lot of great memories for this team. Hell, Darren Waller still holds the record for most receptions by any Raiders player in a regular season. So I like to say once a Raider, always a Raider. If you agree, go down and hit that like button. Next up, we have some takeaways from Raiders practice today. Also, a little, here and there of Antonio Pierce's press conference. Wanted to sprinkle that in, some stuff that AP had to say. First note that I have for you, rookies are impressing so far. Some really good news out of Raiders training camp so far. Let's start with the first round pick in Brock Bowers. 3 straight back shoulder fade catches. He looked fantastic today. Brock Bowers has been living up to the hype as that, number one option, as a guy who can be, Devontae's the one option, and then Brock Bowers might be that second option alongside Jakobi Meyers. I think Brock has really proven himself. I know a lot of people were like, we don't need a tight end. We drafted one last year in Michael Mayer. Why are we getting Brock Bowers? Because he's a damn good football player, and he can get open regardless of position. Like we always say, he's kind of a slot hybrid along with being a tight end, but he really showed his stuff in practice today, looked unguardable by many reports at practice today for the Raiders. Another rookie that has been impressing a ton, Dylan Laube, continues to impress during training camp, maybe being the RB2. Antonio Pierce actually had something to say about this as well, because Laube has been turning a lot of heads at camp so far. This is what AP had to say. He surprises you with his speed, really good with the ball after the catch. I think he gives you a value of a third down back and some special teams value as well. So Laube already showing his stuff, already proving that he can be a valuable asset to this squad. And another rookie that's stepping up and really needs to step up, in my opinion, because this depth chart, this linebacker depth chart, pretty thin, is Tommy Eichenberg. He's making the case to possibly be that linebacker 3 for the Raiders this season. This is what AP had to say on Tommy. Tommy is a silent killer. Tommy has slowly, each and every day, gotten better and better, and I'm going back to OTAs and minicamp. He's come right into training camp and picked right up. He's put himself in position to be a backup or be a guy to get some playing time for us. So there you have it right there. AP saying maybe Tommy Eichenberg as linebacker 3. We've talked about, is it going to be a Luke Masterson? Could a second-year player in Amari Burney step up for this Raiders squad? But I know a lot of people out there are hoping that it's Tommy Eichenberg, and he's been compared to a Robert Spillane type, which this team gushes over. Spillane is one of the favorites on this defense right now. If Eichenberg can learn from Spillane and kind of have a little bit of that, Spillane rubbed off on him, he can become a really good linebacker for this squad. And the rookies, they need to step up for this team because obviously they made some big signings in Christian Wilkins and some other guys in the offseason, but they're leaning heavily on this rookie class to come in immediately and produce for this squad. So it's great news that these rookies have come in and impressed the coaching staff early on during training camp. We have more training camp news and updates coming up in just a moment, but I couldn't do this show today if it wasn't for our amazing sponsor in Game Time. Go check them out today. I've been using Game Time for a while, and it's my go-to ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and comedy shows. This year alone, I've been able to see Shane Gillis, Dave Chappelle, Drake, Adele, and plan on going to multiple baseball and basketball and football games as well. Don't miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime experience by using the Game Time app to get you the best deals on last-second tickets. Buy tickets in seconds with 2 taps. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, and even an hour after it starts, it's the place to find last-minute seats. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Second note from training camp today, and it's a little bit going in from yesterday as well. The team is motivated for this next year. They hear all the outside noise. They hear that the Raiders aren't going to be good this year. The Raiders aren't going to contend for anything this year. They hear all that, and they're kind of putting it up on the bulletin board. They're ready to prove all the haters wrong. This from Jack Jones on the Raiders being disrespected this season. Him being, which he's talking about Antonio Pierce being ranked the 28th coach. Him being ranked the 28th coach, I feel like they was disrespecting me, the team, and him. I don't like that. They set a fire under me. We're going to show everybody the 6-11 is crazy. And he's talking about the Raiders' record prediction for this year was 6-11. So he's talking about all the disrespect around this Raiders squad. And I'll say this. This team needs to earn that respect each and every week. This team really, hasn't been in a spot where they want to be in for the past 5-10 years. So if you want that respect, if you want to say, hey, we want to put ourselves on the map, we want everybody to fear the silver and black whenever we're on their schedule, you got to go out there and show them every single damn week that you earn that respect, that you need that respect, that they better respect you or else. And I love that, tenacity from Jack Jones, how he's talking about this team feels disrespected. It's a slap in the face to a lot of these guys that they're saying, y'all are losers. You're not going to win any games this year. Put that in your back pocket and use it as fuel to the fire, and don't let people dog walk you. Go out there and punch them in the mouth each and every drive, each and every down, and earn that respect. I love that Antonio Pierce is the head coach of this football squad because I feel like he's going to instill that in every single one of the guys on this 53-man roster that, hey, you go out there, you punch them in the mouth, and you make them remember the night that they played the Las Vegas Raiders. Let me know down in the comment section. Let me know if you know what that reference was. What's your record prediction for the Raiders this season? Go down in the comment section and let me know. I'm sticking to it, 10-6-1. I said it from the beginning, and I will not waver. That's my record prediction for the Las Vegas Raiders this season. Let me know your record prediction down below in the comment section. And hey, talking about those games, talking about all the stuff around the Raiders, we'll be live for every single game that we can watch the Raiders smack opposing teams in the mouth. So join us. Go down and hit that subscribe button and join every single watch party. Join every single live show that we're a part of and join the nation. We are the best Raiders channel on YouTube for a reason. Go down and join us today. Go hit that sub button or go to youtube.com/Raiders Report for the best and most up-to-date Raiders content on YouTube. Next up, and this is where I might, lose a couple people. The QB play today, it's not good. It was not good again. I don't know who QB1 is because each of these guys keeps on fumbling the bag every time they get a chance. They're interchanging who's quarterback one each and every single day. Aidan''connell, which, to his credit, some of it wasn't on him. The pass rush and the offensive line really wasn't giving him any favors today, but through multiple interceptions in today's practice, obviously had some points where he looked good. He audibled a play and did a little read option where he kind of kept the ball and ran it for a touchdown in a red zone drill, but not looking like the QB1 that we want him to be and not really kind of taking control of the quarterback battle as we really want him to going into the regular season. And same can be said around Gardner Minshew. I was really hyped about Minshew Mania coming to Las Vegas, but he hasn't taken it either. He really hasn't shown that he deserves to be the quarterback one either. And I love this message from AP around the quarterback battle and around both the quarterbacks because you can tell he's a little fed up with them not playing up to par. This is what he had to say around the quarterback battle. It is time to make that leap. Stop with the baby steps, grab the bull by the horns. And I completely agree with him. You can't, when you're talking about the most important position on your squad, the quarterback, should be your MVP, should be your captain, should be your leader of this squad. You don't want him taking baby steps. You don't want him being like, oh, well, we're worried about the quarterback. We don't know if he can do this. We don't know if he can do that. Hell no. You're the number one guy on this squad. You are the leader. You are the team. You should have the C on your chest for a reason, and you need to prove that. You need to be the first guy in, last guy out every single day, and I just haven't seen that from either of these quarterbacks yet. So I'm a little bit worried about the Raiders starting quarterback going into next year if neither of these guys is going to take it seriously and really, like AP said, grab the bull by the horns. Now, part of the reason why the quarterbacks don't look very good right now partly because they're going up against the Raiders' defense, and more importantly, this secondary. They have looked fantastic so far. Deshaun Reed reporting today from training camp. It must be pointed out that a large part of the struggles of O'Connell and Minshew has been the excellent play of the Raiders' secondary. They look really good. So maybe not putting it all on O'Connell and Minshew because obviously, they've gotten enough hate. They've gotten enough criticism already, but maybe the reason why they haven't looked good is the Raiders' defense just that good? This cornerback room has looked fantastic. Jakorian Bennet has reportedly taken steps this offseason and looks really good in training camp so far. Nate Hobbs, we know he's a baller. Jack Jones has really been proving himself as well. Had an interception in camp today. So is this secondary one of the best in the entire NFL? It looks to be shaping out that way. And possibly, I want to say, the most underrated safety duo in the league between Marcus Epps and Tre'von Moehrig. I mean, Marcus Epps has really looked fantastic, and even going back to his time with the Eagles, he has been an underrated safety in this league. Tre'von Moehrig, obviously an early round pick out of TCU, had some struggles early on, but has slowly started to prove to himself why he was an early round pick. So I really like where this Raiders secondary is. I just hope it's that they are really good and not that O'Connell and Minshew are really just that bad. Lastly, the last training camp note I have to say, Tre Tucker has really been stepping up. Tom Telesco said it was out of the blue. It really surprised everyone around the Michael Gallup retirement, but that means one thing. Tre Tucker, it's your time to shine. You need to step up, and step up he has. He's looked pretty good during training camp so far. They're really hoping that Tre Tucker can take that next step, and Tre can really step in and be a gadget guy, be another option in this wide receiver room for this Raiders offense. Tre has looked really good in, drills. His route running has looked fantastic. He looks like he still has that blazing speed that he did last year. I just need him to get some, please, Tre, listen to me right here. Get some extra work on the jugs. We know you are an awesome route runner. We know you are a speedster, but we can't have those drops going into the next season. That's the one part of Tre's game that I really think he needed to work on this offseason. Hopefully, he got that all taken care of. All the dropsies are out of him. But Tre Tucker so far has been stepping up during Raiders training camp. That's all I have for you today, folks. As I said, hit that sub button because even when Mitch is gone, we still got you covered here on the Raiders Report with the best coverage of your Las Vegas Raiders on YouTube. So if you haven't already, go down and join the over 170,000 people who are subscribed and join the Raiders Report today. Go hit that sub button or go to youtube.com/Raiders Report.